Today, it's late 2020, like December, and it's getting around the 2 week close to Christmas when I'm recording this video. Now, I believe it was 2018, or I think it was 2018, we had these really bad bushfires, and I decided I need to buy a proper respirator, but I had a few other reasons. Another reason is that I was using paper masks at work, and while they were P2 rated and industry standard sort of proper things, they weren't quite cutting it. I also wanted to do some woodworking. The type of mask I wanted was one where, as you can see on the picture here, it was flat against your face. And this seems to actually do it. These are also P2, which is what I was after. P3 particle filter is a bit... Hopefully this will be overkill. But while I'm not at that job anymore, the woodworking I want to do, this is going to be very useful since the paper ones don't really do it for me, since when I have cut, when I was doing those videos with the Dremel, it was horrible. I made a huge mistake. So, in that case, finally time to get this set up, which I've had for about a year now, and these have an expiry date of like 2023, so that's good. As you can see, this is already open because I'd opened it and no. Well, yes, I did try this in at the store. This was more like used somewhat unceremoniously as a shop sample, as well as like most of them. Hey. So the other thing I bought was this, which I think might be worthwhile unboxing first. So I should point out that I did use the money I got from one of the Australian government handouts for people in my position, one of the lump sums that we've received, and this was my chosen purchase. The reason why I got this is so that hopefully it will seal it up properly, and I'm guessing that's probably not going to be true, so I'm going to be sticking this into a bag as well. But I'm kind of pissed at that. Velcro? What the hell? I think I just wasted my money on this thing. Ugh. Okay. So, now the mask. Oh, hello. Forgot about that. So let's take a quick look at this manual. Now it does have, here we go. It doesn't actually have Australia on here. However, it does say that it's certified compliant. Hopefully for my country. And it did come with a pair of filters, however, because it's been used by other people. Yeah. So this is the bag you're meant to keep this mask in. Just to, well, prevent nasty things from getting in there. Alright. So what I found is that you just have to simply turn that. Ooh. That is concerning. So my concern here is that's not properly reinforced, which means it's going to break easily. God, I wish I'd noticed that before. But that doesn't look like it actually matters because the lip here is... Oh, sweet. Okay, so it's actually pushed into that lip there. And while these don't look like they've been used all that much or anything, because someone else has breathed through them, I'm going to throw them out. Now the second thing I'm going to do is, these are the medical grade wipes I've had, and if you've watched videos of mine before, you would have seen that. Oh, well that pops right off. So right away, there are a few things I'm not 100% happy with this. these here are weak points. That's starters. That doesn't look like it's going to be too much of an issue, but still, you know, that is, I suppose it shouldn't be too difficult to fix, but you never know. And so at this point I wish I had a spray that I could spray in here to make myself feel better, but I don't. So I don't have the type. Yeah, that's it. I don't know, I feel like that shouldn't be so closed in like that. The other thing is, every time you use this thing, you do need to give it a clean with one of these. And my supply is rather limited to these wet wipes. However, looking around online, I have found Australian businesses that do sell them. So it means I can at least get a hold of a supply. Oh, I hope this isn't a temporary mask. I really need something permanent. So to be just extra paranoid for this part, I'm going to sit that on top like that. And then I'm going to install these new ones. Now, if you're probably wondering when should you replace these, I'll repeat what someone told me here, or at least in my state in one of the shops when I was looking at buying something like this. When you have trouble breathing through the mask, that's when you need to replace them. And that's what I've always done. The other half mask respirator I owned while I was working at another factory, basically when I had trouble breathing with the mask on, that's when I'd replace it. And that was probably the most useful bit of information I ever received. But if you're used to wearing respirators like this, you generally can tell. If you work, it also depends on the environment, if you're wondering about how often. So say for instance, someone that's usually in a clean room and they're occasionally, not always, but occasionally being exposed to like a little bit of dust here and there, it's not something you'll have to worry about. But if you're constantly working around sawdust, that's going to build up quite quickly on these and eventually it's going to wear out. So as for my experience with this particular mask, it's going to be relatively new since I haven't fully utilized this thing yet. But I am hoping in a few videos I'll be able to post in the next couple of weeks to to be wearing this thing while I'm working. Okay, so I am still concerned about those little notches there. But yeah, now I'm not going to put this on my face straight away since, well, it's been exposed. But I do still need to configure this thing properly so I can put it on. But with that said, I think first I'm going to clean that container. And then ask a very important question that I should have done before, which is, will that fit in this? Oh, that caught in this bag. Sorry. If I pop the mask into the bag, so because I'm only dealing with sawdust, this is still serious, but it's not as serious as what some other people would be dealing with. For instance, if you're dealing with silicon dust, yeah, you need all the help you can get. I mean, buying this for me is a bit of a risk since I might not be able to get a hold of replacement filters. And if that ends up being the case, well, then I'm kind of screwed, aren't I? Oh, it does fit in the bag. Okay, that's useful. So yeah, that's it. Now, specifically, I wanted to do a video doing that, just demonstrating my obsessive sort of thing, but you know, I've still got this left, which is important. I should be able to buy replacements of these, which I'm very happy about, but it's going to be more like a thing where I have to wait a couple of months, take $100, order who knows how many, pay for the shipping, and then get it shipped to me. So, and I still have these. That's important for this. Hey. Oh yeah, so you got the instructions here. Should have looked at that. So what's this generally for? For hazard particles, including both solid and liquid particles, dust, mist, and fumes of all types, microorganisms, bacteria, viruses. The prevention offered by P3 also covers the lower class of P2 and P1. You need to look up those standards for your area to find out what they defined. And then look at, well, for instance, if I was to look at this, I'd have to go to the manufacturer's website and read directly what it relates to, and then look at what mine says. So, in conjunction with Air Stealth HEPEC 3, I can't pronounce that term properly, filters stealth mask, safety respirator suitable for communications required to P2 protection. Okay. This was sold in a woodworking shop. So my assumption from what I read online, this is basically what a woodworker would need, like myself, potentially overkill. What I was using before was one where you had like these two bulging filters sticking out. And while, yes, they may be great, now to be absolutely careful, I'm going to take this and shove it in this box just so I'm aware of what filter I'm currently using. Because that's important. Once the date expires, well, it's not covered. It may still work just fine, you don't know, but do you really want to take the risk with your health? Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on here. And this was just simply me setting up, well, my new half mask respirator. Yibbity yibbita.